If fighting was a god, I would worship him. I would bow to him. I would pray for victory. For he only grants opportunities. But behind every god lurks a devil. And the devil wants me to take a dive. My name is Annatomic. And this is how my legend was made.
When footsteps fall in eldritch hollows, and spectres flee into the shadows, that is the time when horror's heroes abound, culling the ghouls that go bump in the night.
Woo! I hope I didn't blow out too many people's eardrums. From the heart of Lovecraft country and the birthplace of American religious liberty, my name is SHANTH ENJETI. You're watching SHANTH ENJETI Art, and I am full of beans today, folks. I am full of beans. I'm excited, and I'm ComicsGate. Welcome to this channel. We're going to do all kinds of crazy stuff. It has been a crazy couple of weeks. I hope your eardrums are okay, because I'm excited, and I have absolutely no idea why, but that's usually my state. I idle pretty much in a positive state in spite of every insane thing going on, because the alternative is misery, and it's not my thing. I've tried it out. I've tried the whole nihilism thing, and I say here around this channel, as you guys know, give nihilism no quarter. It is not the way to go. And I want to say hi to all of you guys in the chat, and I've got tons to tell you. One of the things, the big things I got to tell you is, for the first time since Christmas, my kids are home. And having them home for the summer, even though it's for a brief time, is just incredible. Missed my son and daughter and family all being together a ton. Yeah, absolutely no quarter given. And Timmy, I'm going to get into that. And I got to say hello to Timmy, my channel member, my brother. See, that put me in a good mood. Seeing Timmy in the chat, I was like, yeah! But my son came home from college. He's been away. He's fallen in love and found a new relationship. He said to himself, I'm in love with steak. God bless him. And he came home and he's jacked. That kid is jacked. It's nuts. Paul Schmidt's cracking me up. Probably a parent. It's great to see you, Paul, and it's glad to have you with us. Yeah, all sorts of crazies. Let me see who I've got here. Where are my channel members? We got Cranberry Langers here, who is OG. It is great to see you in the house. Cranberry Langers, it's great to see you, man, and I hope you are doing well. We've got all sorts of fine people here. Let me go make sure I got everybody. Timmy Mello, of course. I said hello to Timmy Mello, the man. We have, let's see, David D was first up in the chat. It's great to see you, David. We have got Alphonse in the chat. It's great to, Alfonso in the chat. It's great to see you, Alfonso. Let me see here. I was thinking about Alphonse Muka. I think that's what happened. Benjamin is here. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Subbed and new to the channel. Welcome. It's glad to see you here. Paul, it is great to have you here. So here is what has been going on. Simply Green, my man. It's good to see you, brother. So listen, guys. Yeah, steak does equal love, Timmy Mello. You know how we roll. So yeah, guys, lots of crazy stuff going on. The biggest thing that has been going on is I have been cleaning my studio like crazy. And so we were getting excited, getting things ready for the kids coming home. But more importantly than that even, perhaps, is I have been in the process of cleaning the studio up and rearranging the studio, because there's something I've been wanting to do. What is up, Sleeping Psychopathy? How are you doing? It's great to see you. There's something I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and one of my heroes in this world is, of course, Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers himself. And one of the things I always liked about Mr. Rogers is Mr. Rogers would welcome you into his place of work, and you would get a look around. And one of the things that has been on my mind is the fact that I have this little corner of my studio. Rocky ratted me out. You know this, Rock. That is like the only place in the studio you could film, because when I moved everything in here, and I was like, I got to make this my YouTube studio, my fulfillment, my art studio, where I keep my books, my library, it was just throwing things in here and let's go. You know, Springball, been working on Springball, been working on Nosfero, been building this little thing up. And the thing about it is, it's so crazy. Yes, absolutely, he did. Mr. Rogers won the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Was that before the Senate hearing? Because that was amazing when he did that. He took out this dude from Rhode Island who was asking him questions, trying to be sarcastic. And if you ever have seen, I guess, a Presbyterian minister break somebody down live on TV at a hearing, it'll do it. He just destroyed them with kindness. It was awesome. But the thing about all this stuff is when you guys come into this space and you see me working, and I know what we do here in ComicsGate is you guys get, to be a fly on the wall through the creative process. We stream, we talk about things that we're working on, and I'm writing on Springball doing this. But there's got to be one of the things I did when I was teaching college, and a lot of people who were there know this, but I talk about it a bit because it's important, is I just put so much of my own money into repainting the classroom, into getting books, making everything nice, because I've always believed that having a studio environment that you bring people in puts them in a creative state of mind. It gets them excited about what they're doing and what you're doing and what you're talking about. And while a little corner is cool, the thing I'm working on right now, and you can see still just, it's a mess, guys. It's a big mess. But I'm making this little corner here where my sofa is facing the television set right there, where you can see some paintings right there on the wall, where I've got my library of books against the wall right there. There's a ton of stuff that's going on here. There's a ton that we're fixing to do, and that is what it's all about, is trying to make this stuff cool. And in point of fact, I'm going to make even more of a mess, because today we're just going to, my desk is a shambles. What the heck is this? Hold on a second here. What is this? Huh. Seems important. Interesting. I wonder what that goes to. Yeah, I've got all sorts of keys around here. I don't even know what they go to. But I said to myself, I have got to invite you guys into the studio space, because when there are books, when there are things to see, when there's stuff that we want to talk about, I want to make it fun for you guys. I want to make it a place where you guys can come in, we can hang out, we can do what we do here. I can show you stuff I'm working on, and you can get a real glimpse of things. I have not yet begun to make this a fine place for us to hang out, but I want to show you guys a little bit about, copper bones, Timmy Mello knows. But this is the thing, man. We're doing a ton of cool stuff in ComicsGate right now. There's so many cool books out there. I was just watching Art Thibert's stream. Black and White 3, is the Black and White series and Art Thibert's work in particular is just such a stunning collection of work. And the reason why it's so important for us to stream and so important for us to do the things that we do here, even though I know, we all know it's a lot, is because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get our work out there and to talk to an audience directly. And I'm grateful for it every single day. And I was, whether I'm on Kings or Kangs or any of the channels that I'm on, or especially when I'm here, it's a great time to hang out. That's right. Is Copper Bones India and Westward Stones Pakistan and the Lighthouse is Kashmir? I think so some days. Isn't that crazy? And it's and I just thought to myself, there's so many people right now, and it's strange because I think we're in a place right now where if you told us we were going to be here, we would have been thrilled for it. But there's so much out there right now that I'm seeing people do where it's negativity for the sake of negativity. Aren't things awful? And believe me, this is not going just where you think it's going. Isn't this terrible? Isn't this whatever? And what frustrates me about that is it's almost like an ice cream. It's almost like it's a decadent thing. Yes, things are tough. Believe me, like in people's lives, not like things are tough as a rule. But there are so many good people out there, and there's so many exciting things going on there. And I just think sometimes you don't, the soul becomes dyed by the color of its thoughts. And when people are sharing negativity constantly, it's like, okay, I got it, but then what do we do? So what? Now what? Now what are we going to do about it? And this really hit home to me this in the last couple of weeks, which I'm going to definitely be talking more about. But so my kids are off at school, and they got the news a couple of weeks ago that a classmate of theirs, who was 18 years old, I believe, passed away after a long battle from childhood with the big bad C, which we hate with a passion. FC is the best thing. I could think to say there. And it's such a frustrating thing. Amen, Simply Green. Amen. Yeah, that is the question that we should absolutely start with. And you hear that kind of stuff, and then it gets even more real. Another student of my wife's lost their parent, lost their dad to depression and mental health stuff. And I hope I don't have to spell it out because YouTube doesn't like it, and I'd appreciate people not typing it in the chat if they can, because it's one of those things. And here's the thing that gets me about all of that stuff. This is the thing that gets me about all of that stuff when we're doing work, right? Is that there's always somebody having a tough time. And when I've had a tough time, and when other people have had a tough time with stuff going on, one of my favorite things is, indeed, Cranberry Langers, indeed, right, is, well, what am I going to do next? And can I just get a moment, amen, Timmy Mello, and much appreciated, much appreciated. To all, I think that this is the thing about it, right, is that one of the many things I see people talking about, and when we're dealing with stuff, is you sometimes need, I know, David D, I appreciate that, is that you see people saying like, oh, isn't everything horrible? Isn't this over? Look, things are getting worse, things are getting worse, things are getting worse. And there's a difference between looking at something and saying, oh, things are getting worse, and then having a view about life and everything, and having that view be utterly nihilistic. And that's one of the things that we're doing here in ComicsGate that's important, which is not just always look on the bright side of life. It's not that. It's about making aspirational stories, making aspirational work, and presenting a worldview that's different than postmodernism, different than socialism, different than the Marxist conspiracies of victim, victimizer, and all of that nihilistic garbage. That's not what this stuff is about. And when I sit down here and, it's making my work, and I was working on Springball, I actually like to start with my characters on the bottom rung and show the fight forward, show the fight up, and the triumph of the fight up. Because that's been something that's been really important to me. So when people are like, oh, you're like, oh God, this used to drive me crazy when I went off to college. When people are like, oh, you're positive. Well, wait until, and I'm like, wait until what? Wait until what? I see extreme poverty around the world and see people who are malnourished. I've seen that. See random loss of life. I've seen that. I've seen so much horror, and that has steeled my resolve. And it's what I love. And the difference between Peter Cushing Hammer horror movies and the more, though they can be fun on some levels, nihilistic sort of gory horror movies. So when I sit down and it's easy for me to get terrified. Look at this desk, guys. Look at this desk. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But what comes out of this mess is this. This is what comes out of the mess. This is what we're doing. We're making this stuff happen. You're making this stuff happen. And I can't overlook that. I can't overlook that. That is the chaos out of which all of this stuff is born. So let's have a little bit of fun. Let's have a little bit of positivity. Let's have a little bit of what my comics are about. Let's have some spoilers. If you don't want spoilers for Nosfero, although it's not spoilers, it's not really a spoiler, but it is a thing, right? This is the stuff that my work's about. This is what I'm writing about. This is the origin of Nosfero. Nosfero is a little boy who was the last. It's good to see you, Mike Wilson. Art, how are you doing? And hail to you, brother. Here's the story of Nosfero. Nosfero is a little boy living in a village that is attacked by vampires. And they start by converting some of the daughters from this town, from this village. That desk of a man. Yes. Michael Deitch, it's good to see you, brother. What? You're killing me. There's this great poster I saw once that said a clean desk is a sign of a sick mind, and it always cracked me up, man. So here's the thing about it, right? So Nosfero, right, is essentially got similar powers in terms of his ability to heal that Wolverine has. And these vampires, these are parasites. They come into the village. They drain everybody of blood because this guy is a petty little, psycho. And he steals paper from the big evil boss in this world. He comes into this world and he doesn't know how to run things. So the vampires are all starving because they've eaten everybody. And lo and behold, he finds this young kid in the ashes. And there's a nod to Star Wars A New Hope, by the way. The skeletons of his parents are like Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru when I did this painting. And I had to do it, guys. I make references to the things that matter. And they go, well, look, this guy heals. What if we chain him up a la Conan in the John Milius film? What if we chain him up and we just feed off of him? Then I don't have to really go out there and work. That's this kid's life, man. That's this kid's life. And while he is undergoing these trials, this pure soul, this pure spirit, so much more like, oh my gosh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where you've got the character who is, the adventure reveals his character as opposed to Alice in Wonderland, where the adventure gives the character, gives Alice character. So here it is, man. And so here he is hanging out, and he's looking at all of this stuff. And he's being eaten alive. And what does he say? He starts to recite scripture. He says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures." Meanwhile, as these vampire brides are feeding off of him, says, they say, "Praise Zerotep, you ungrateful whelp." Zerotep, zero, gotta love that. Zerotep is the one who provides for us, which is to say, not really. This kid is providing for you. You're living off of him. "I want more. You've had enough, Carmilla. It's my turn." Right? Little nod to the book Carmilla. And so here's the thing. I don't know if Malin would approve of the lettering. God bless. I know. I'm starting to live in terror of that now. So here is, funny enough, though, Malin would approve of this character, the werewolf character who's killing the snake, named Fenrir Malin, named for John Malin, of course. First man over the wall. "And as he continues to pray, the boy, he leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." And this right here, this werewolf who has been trapped by the vampire as well and is living off of the scraps of this world, this is when he is not only humbled by seeing this kid suffering and realizing, my gosh, like this kid's got hope. I have no hope. I got to do something with this, man. I've got to get out of here and try to help this kid. He also has the scripture, that particular verse delivered to him, and it opens his heart up to these things. And so when they do this ritual on Nosfero, where they put this piece of metal through his nose, and they try to open a doorway using him as the door, that's when he gets his strength, his powers. So he's able to heal, but now he has got these mystical powers as a result of what they did. Only because he had these unique abilities did he survive. Only because he was, through these trials, he was revealed, as happens in the classic stories. He destroys his captors, he brings down the walls a la Samson, because those are the stories that inspire me. And in all of this, he sees the werewolf character, and the werewolf character races to get to him, because that's what happens when you see somebody suffering and you're a compassionate character and you're a good character and you're a hero. He embraces the kid, and the kid calls him Greylock. And he said, "Nosfero told me that in the darkness and through the pain, he could hardly see my cell from where he was chained. The only thing that he could see was a single lock of gray hair in my mane. He said that he prayed that we would both survive, that we would both survive. He prayed for both of them, and that one day we would meet in this world or the next." And that becomes his adopted father. He is raised by the wolves. And the link to this book is in the description, the Second Chance campaign, which is going to have select items are going to be pulled from it on July 13th, which is my Independence Day, when I announced, let the college know I was resigning from my teaching post, and that I was done with this kind of thing. And this is the point of it, right? So the reason why the character goes by the name Greylock is that's what Nosfero called him and knew his name as. And he takes it on because, again, that single lock of gray hair, so well said to me, Mello. That single lock of gray hair in the darkness, that little shine in the darkness, is how, gosh, God, may God help me, is how we do things. Light always shines through the darkness, and that is what kind of story I want to write. So when I see things like John Milius's Conan, and Conan is on the Wheel of Pain, or I see the stories of characters overcoming, of Batman and Bruce Wayne overcoming. You see this time and time again, that maybe the situation doesn't make heroes. Maybe the situation reveals heroes. And I think that that's really what it's about. And so whenever I hear something difficult happening to somebody, I always think, what kind of message do I want to send them? That you are your setbacks, that you are the slings and arrows of life, that you're defined by the difficult things that you go through, and that's who you are. They stain you for the rest of your life. Or they reveal the hero that you can become. That they become the adversity that you can get past. And that's why I'm in ComicsGate. That's why I'm in ComicsGate. That's why I'm friends with the people that I'm friends with, because not because of the success or what you can get out of it is of course incredible. Just like what you can get out of America is incredible. But that shouldn't be what you love it for. You shouldn't love the country because of what it can give you. And I'm sure you guys can think of that quote aplenty. But what you have the opportunity to give for it. So I actually had the horror and privilege of watching Ethan's cancellation live as it happened, watching them destroy his career, watching him when they got the diagnosis of Ava's autism, watching John Malin be attacked by everybody, and your boy Zach being attacked by everybody. I got to be there during that time when that stuff was happening, and I didn't even know who John Malin was. I didn't know him from Adam. You told me that I was going to get to know this guy, and that he was then going to do a cover for Springball, and that was going to elevate the book, that he was going to encourage me, being one of the few people who could actually encourage me to go back and then make that book become everything it's becoming right now. Guys, that book is killer. Nosfero is killer. This stuff is just amazing. I would have never believed it. That's the stuff that comes out of the difficulty of watching a career you dedicate your life to. What's up, Tammy D? Amen. Where have I been? So much to say, guys. So much to say. That's the stuff that inspired me. I loved teaching people at college, but I didn't want to be educated. My girl, Tammy D, is here. I didn't want to be educated by them in Marxism and have them report me back to administrators and my colleagues for a wrong think. I didn't want to actually be accused of being a white nationalist. You know? Kind of weird for me, as you can imagine. By people who don't know how good they have it and how far we have come as a society, to then come back and tell me, but you don't know how hard it is now. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's not what I do. I want to show in the work that I do, it's a big part of it is how hard things can be. And yet you can choose the light. And that's what's amazing. My reader copy of Godlike is turning into a rag because I look through it so often. It's my favorite comic book. John Malin. I'm going to start a rumor. Is secretly French. Sorry, John. There, I said it. He's secretly French. And here's why I say that. Well, maybe he's secretly Argentinian. Let's rephrase that. Amen, Tammy. Amen. You know. He's secretly Argentinian, let's say. Yep. Paul Schmitz goes, Jesus. Damn it, Paul. He's secretly Argentinian because when I was reading Godlike, what struck me is how much it reminded me of Humanoids and Jodorowsky's work. It reminded me of Jodo's work in terms of its scope, in terms of the brutality of it, the depth. It very much felt like Jodorowsky's Dune or the Incal or the Metabaron, which was really interesting. Yeah, I know. Chuck, honestly, if I drank, it would drive me to drink. I was sitting there, and I actually got called by my department chair and made her say it aloud. She goes, well, some students. And I said, well, what students, so I can talk to them? Like, what the heck? Because that's how we used to do things. And they go, well, we don't give out their names. And I was like, oh, is this a new policy? That a legal adult college student can accuse me of something that heinous and I can't address it? To them, like adults? They get to, what, snitch on me? What the hell is this? It was so nuts, man. And, but I was watching that the other day, and there is a sweeping scope where mysticism and science, that I associate with Jodo. I remember talking with people, it was all right. There you go. This is the thing about it, is it's got that kind of sweeping scope to it for me, in terms of where things go, but it doesn't get away from the magic. And what's interesting about that is, true, it's what you get in socialist countries. Yes, you don't get the right to face your accuser, which is, that is a 100% a right that should never be taken in any situation between adults and people who are accusing you. Yeah, exactly. And so, this is the thing that I've been real. Again, I'm wearing the shirt right now, guys. You can get this shirt at my TeePublic store, and I'm just saying that because I love this shirt. Made with Liberty in the USA. It's on all of my stuff when I send out packages, including the paintings that I do for the auctions. And guys, make sure you hit the like if you haven't yet. If you're here on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, click the link, hit the like, and then go back to X, whatever fickles your tansy, as we say. These stickers are on every single package and every single bag and board that I do. Made with Liberty in the USA, because that is where this stuff is made. It's on the starts of my show. These books are printed in the USA. There it is right there. Made with Liberty in the USA. That's the stuff that I do. So I've been just attacking the work and working on all this stuff. So that's one thing that's happened. So here's a couple of other things that have been going on lately, where I've been. So about a week or so ago, yeah, I bought that shirt too. I'm wearing those shirts out. David D. Hale, and thank you for buying that shirt, man. So here's where things get crazy. What's up, Katie Did? How are you doing, girl? It's great to see you. How have you been? And so here's the thing about it that is crazy. I was sitting in my studio, and I think I was on John Malin's channel. We were streaming. I think we might have been talking about a comic. The week's been a blur, and the air conditioner went out on the bottom floor of our house, because we have two different units because it's an old house and it's a small house. But that was the only way to do it without duct work. And thank God, because the unit that's in my studio where I work failed when we hit 100-degree day up here in Rhode Island, which is very rare, and it just gave out. And I can't think, I'm like out of it. We couldn't get somebody out here to look at it for a week. When they came out here, it was like $200 to show up. They looked at it, and they were like, well, you need to replace your capacitor, and which is like a $17 part. And they were like, we need to replace your capacitor. And I said, well, how much is it going to be? You guys are going to love this. And they said, well, for me to come back and replace the capacitor, it's going to be $600. $600. What's up, Mr. Perfect Hale? It's great to see you. Oh, man, I could talk all day about Freddy Krueger. You can see Freddy Krueger. I'm going to pan up because we were talking about how I'm going to try to broaden what you can see on this show. You can see about one shelf down next to right. I just realized I could point. Shoot, now it's focusing. On this shelf right there, you can see Freddy Krueger. My ode to Freddy Krueger. Love that story, man. Flux capacitor, sure, I'd believe him, yeah. So, and it was, and fortunately for me, he didn't have one on the truck. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to pay for the visit. I know what a capacitor is, and I'm pretty sure I can replace that in about 15 to 20 minutes. So it was a 35.3 for those of you guys who know about capacitors, not a 35.5 or anything standard. So I went, of course, Katie Did is celebrated in here. That's the way it is, man. Appreciate you, Katie Did. And so I went on Amazon, I ordered a capacitor, oh my gosh, Mrs. Enjetti, God bless her, absolutely loves doing any kind of like fixing stuff with me. It's adorable, love her to bits. And she's like, I can help you. And we went out there, yeah, it was an innocent man. It was all lies. It was all lies, Mr. Perfect. All right. I tip my cap to you, my lady. Appreciate you. Emo Trash, how you doing? It's great to see you. Yeah, she did actually try to drag me from the interwebs, but it was worse than that. So the air conditioning goes out. So yesterday, the capacitor came in. We went outside, a couple of screws, hooked up a couple of cables, restarted everything, and air conditioning is working, and everything is good. And that's the important thing. What's up, N2 Paints? How are you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Elbow Cough. Everybody's name is getting all scrambled too, by the way. I know YouTube's trying to sort it out, but it's been kind of crazy. And so yeah, while all that stuff was going on, right, all that stuff was going on, so I couldn't come in here and stream because I felt terrible. So it had already been a while, and then I was cleaning and reorganizing, and that was the whole time before that. Then the air conditioning broke, and I was like, we got to get this thing fixed. So now that it's fixed, I'm ready to get back to work on all this stuff and show you guys what's up. But you can see over there on my bookshelf what we're going to start doing on this channel. Dealing with this heat wave. Yeah, man. That heat wave is crazy. Everybody's getting hit, man. It's nuts, man. And, yeah, exactly. Well, you know that old saying, Emo, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. Some people take that to heart. So what I want to be able to do, Lord Hinson, what's up, brother? What up, everyone? Where are the white women at? Amen. Well, she's out shopping right now. But this is the cool thing. I started thinking about, now my audio is going to go out, and I'm not even going to show you the floor over there, guys. But this is what it's ultimately about. I've got myself a gimbal over there I don't even know how to use because I'm going to try to figure out how to do some cool stuff in this studio space. But watch this. Watch this, everybody. Here we are. We're live. I love the camera shake. We're live. We're live in the studio. And so some of the things, and I posted this the other day, and it was something I really can't overstate. And, whoa, here I go. Here I go again. What's my weakness? Mrs. Enjetti. So this is one of those things that I love to post. One of my favorite quotes. Let us beware of losing our enthusiasm. Let us ever glory in something and strive to attain admiration for all that would ennoble and our interest in all that would enrich and beautify our life. That is what we need. And it's been really bothering me not to be able to stream, not to be able to get all the work done I need to get done on the studio, because I've got Nosfero Second Chance campaign fulfillment coming soon as I put that book to bed, but that got stalled because of the whole air conditioning debacle while I'm still trying to clean the studio out and everything like that. And so when it comes to what we're doing, and it comes to the work here, to me the art has never been better. I'm doing the best art of my life. The stories are so exciting, man. The Springball story is just when I say it's Evil Dead meets Spider-Man, I mean it. It is such a crazy story, man. It's such a crazy story, and it's such a good story too. And with all the stuff I do, I like to write stories that aren't preachy, but that address stuff that's going on. Like Springball is a hero in a, Metropolis / Lovecraftian world, but the audience is 2025, and that's where we're living. We're right here. And so it's not a nostalgic throwback, but I want to try to mythologize those old stories that make comics so great. And so it's very different. I'll say it like this. The first version of Springball that you guys know, right, is my equivalent of Evil Dead 1. That's what that is. The new version of Springball is Evil Dead 2, and all that implies, man. All that implies. Oh my gosh, man. Let me see here. I'm like cooking. Oh my gosh, in my own body. Did you commute in? Oh man, that's rough. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I don't know if there's a big enough audience for it, but I do appreciate the kind words, man. Springball is such a fun character to design. So let me see what I can do here. Let me see what I can do. Now, this is probably going to crash the system, but I don't care. There's going to be some spoilers, folks, today. Not terrible spoilers, but there will be some spoilers. So let me show you all of the crazy things I've been working on, okay? So, and I haven't even posted this. I was going to post this on X just to show... Oh, for heaven's sake. Hold on a second. I was going to post this on X just to kind of show some of the stuff I'm working on, but let me open a couple of windows here first. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh, oh, hold on a second. It's great. It's like you're a fly on the wall inside the mind of an idiot. I hope you guys are enjoying it. God help me. Let me see here. File, find. Oh my lord. Because I want to show you guys the kinds of things. There we go. There's a screenshot of the InDesign file. That'll do in a pinch. Let's see here. There we go. Attaboy, you can do it, Shanth. You can somehow sort this out. Let's see here. Let's do screen share. We're going to turn that on, and then we're going to do, is it set to be? It's doing the whole screen now. I want to do, not entire screen. Let's do preview. There we go. That's a little better. What do you think? Now we're just zoomed to preview. All right, guys. So this right here is a screen cap of what is going to be going on in Springball. Okay? And this is, these are new pages. The whole story is new. But these are brand new pages, and this is what I wanted to do with the double page spread. This is the stuff that I wanted to do. Oh, whoops, did I just move this entire thing? Oh, that's really funny. All right, let me... What scale is this? Screen aspect. Let's do custom. There we go. That makes it a little bit better. Because when I make this custom, I can, God willing... Is it locked? No. Come on, old man. Come on, Shanth. You can do this. There we go. Attaboy. Look at that. But when I'm working on this, and I'm working on this book, Springball is the whole story. The whole reason why the story starts the way it does is he's trying to save a little girl named Nell. Mind blown. We're gonna have fun, guys. We're having fun today. Yeah, this is all the stuff going on in his brain. Yep. There's a lot of stuff going on in my brain too. Oof, man, that's rough. Are you already planning out the next Springball book? Yeah, the whole thing is planned, guys. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The story is known. There's going to be, in the next issue, I think, every issue is going to be so full of ideas and creativity, but also, again, character. There's going to be a Kingpin character in the next... I'm going to introduce you to the Kingpin of this world, of this city of Kingsport. It's going to be, not final colors. Nope. This stuff is just roughing in. I'm not doing I paint, so I do the rough in colors, and then I move up. So this is, oh gosh, I can't even, the way that I make my work is nuts. So here's the thing. It's, I'm writing, and I'm trying to figure, gosh, God help me. So this is the thing. So Springball, this is a double page spread right here that's going to be badass when it's done. And this is Springball trying to rescue this little girl, Nell. This is what she looked like when the photo was taken for, when she ended up in foster care, when she was rescued from a tough situation, man. Nosfero is going to be, I'm laying out the book right now, and my plan is on July 13th, I'm going to close a bunch of the tiers because I don't want to have to print more copies of those, but it's soon. I'm going to be shipping that thing before the end of the summer. That's it. It's done. Like, I have, the artwork is where it needs to be right now. I'm going to do a couple more details for the oxidized edition page, but this painting, shiver me timbers. Hang on a second. Sorry, I got distracted, guys. Where is it? But when you guys bring stuff up, I got to talk about it because that's the fun thing about being here. So this is the artwork right here. And it's a big painting that's going to go on where the signatory page usually is for the oxidized edition. So this is ready to rock and roll, and man, am I having fun. I've got some crazy stuff happening with the paint in there that's very like Richard Corbin nuts, Alphonse Mucha Art Nouveau, Mobius and Frazetta and all the things I love. So this is ready to go. Yeah, this is gouache. Absolutely N2 paints. This is gouache. Some of the stuff I do is acrylic. Some of the stuff I do is gouache. That's the fun of it for me. So let me bring Springball back here for a second here. There we go. So Springball. So he's trying to save Nell. But Nell is not who she used to be. What's up, Russell Tyson? It's great to be back. What's up, Benjamin? Yeah, it's so great to see you guys. Yeah, this stuff is shipping soon because, one, the money and all of the stuff that we do in these projects is to make books and ship books out and to make it possible to pay for the work of doing it. And the joy, what's up, channel member Headless Bourgeoisie? How are you doing, brother? The joy of doing these books is getting them to you guys. I'm not writing a story for myself. It's too much work to just do this for myself. So Springball's trying to rescue Nell. But this is the part where you have to understand, this is where we go into Evil Dead 2 territory. And these are brand new pages, never been seen before. They've added to the page count. So not only are all the pages so different as to be a completely new book, right, with Springball. And guys, back Springball. The link is in the description. It's on Indiegogo. Back this book. We're almost to 600 backers, man. It's craziness. But check this out, man. Eric Huffles, my man, channel member. It's good to see you. Hey, what's up, Admiral Wackass? How are you doing, man? And so when you look at this book, this is the stuff where I get into the kinds of stories I like to tell. Why isn't it letting me zoom? Okay, here we go. So coming out of this water in this well is going to be, and it's not fully rendered yet. That's why I typically don't love to see this, man. It's craziness. And this is not a full resolution either because this is just a screen grab. But there, you hear these voices. Oh God, it's her. It's her. It can't be her. She's dead. I don't think so. She's coming. And then you see these kids here in this space, and they're all trapped. And this is the part that's very Pinocchio. This is very much the Pinocchio where the kids get captured on the island and they're used. And this and Nell says, this little girl here, she's like, what does it matter? She's going to find us. We're going to die here. That's it. That's the nihilism right there. That's what Springball is trying. You get this young kid who is full of life, but comes from a tough space and bit by bit going through the system and everything else. You guys know it's like going through life. There's parts of you that get stripped away. There's parts of you where you get heartbroken and where things fall apart. And it happens, man. It happens. And you've got this other character that we all know well. I feel like should be a character on Cecil's show. What does it matter? This girl says, I want to live. You know, I'm not just some rando jackass. And that's a line from Pinocchio, the jackass part. The community needs me. So here you've got a character that's full of their own self-importance. And then here's my favorite part. Just shut up. Shut up. I can't believe I let you talk me into this. I just want to see my dad again. Tell him I'm sorry. Oh God, what is that? And then the monster that is very much Henrietta in some ways and also a worm that I affectionately refer to as the hag worm. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What's up, Tank Ferret? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's all infused with that, man. And if you look in the background, and this is going to make some sense, the double page spread here, where you see all of the cables in the background, when you continue on to see this page right here, what you're going to see is you're going to see that the cables are still in the background, and you're even going to have a cool layout where suddenly Springball appears on the next page of the spread. And so we come back to here, right? Oh, I'm wrong layer. Sorry about that. Or wrong software. So we come back to here, and she says, oh God, what was that? And then there's the crack of the gate being pulled with a cronk. For the sound effect, that's a nod to Kronk Jim. If you know boxing, you know Kronk Jim had to do it. And then this monster, you see a sliver of its face, and you see this girl screaming, ah, she's here, it's her. You know, with the little red nose of Lampwick from Pinocchio. And then it's like, ree! Couldn't resist. And then the hand touches the face, and much like the Thing, so Private J decided to answer the call for better comics. You bet I did, Mighty Geek Studios. And Mighty Geek Studios, it's great to see you, man. Yes, indeed. Pull that lever, Kronk. And so, wait, herp! And it's the Thing. Face getting sucked in. If you remember that scene from the Thing where the fingers go in the skin, but it's really just taking the flesh and absorbing it, because that's what the parasites in this Lovecraftian hellscape do. And then we go up to here, and this is the part that just breaks your heart when you're illustrating it. Kronk! The gate gets pulled on this girl who easily influenced, suckered into this world, please don't kill me. It's that simple. Just please don't kill me. But it doesn't matter. It's a bridge too far. And it's at this moment, when you know what's going to happen, and it's the stuff that breaks your heart, that the photos that have been dancing around Springball in the background of all these cables, finally one gets up close to us, and you get a nice little graphic match cut composition that shows the eye of the little child and then the eye of the third girl that we've seen in there, who's nihilistic and hopeless. Just as the same incident of the flesh being stripped off of this other girl happens. And there you have it. And thank you for the link, Eric Huffles. I do appreciate it, guys. Go back. What's up, Michelle Bowers? It is great to see you. And so here you go. And so she is. And then, because I'm a fourth Austrian, and I couldn't quote Strubelpeter because it's too scary. I quoted in German, or paraphrased in German, a line from Strubelpeter. From Hansel and Gretel. And in the line, it's usually Hansel. It's said Hansel in the book, but I made it Gretel. Gretel may be fat or she may be thin. In the morning, I will cook and eat her. Or I'm sorry, I will slaughter her in the kitchen. Or cook her in the kitchen. And because this is Eliza von Freud, the now mutated, transformed wife of Victor von Freud, who we see at the start of the story, who's also going to be transformed. So she's full. She's had her fill. She's got one more kid left. And she dives back into the little water where they're all being held. The tear falls down her face. And Springball is trying to rescue her before it's too late. Oh, God, no. No, I don't make those kinds of jokes, Matt. Jesus. Oh, my God. And so here you go. So all the while, the intertwining cables, right, of Springball on this rescue mission, right, are behind these panels. And then he comes into the foreground again to be a new panel. That's the layouts I want to do. That's the storytelling I want to do when I'm doing this, because you now realize what's at stake if he doesn't get to this girl. You know what I mean? We need to understand what the stakes are. This is a human being who God knows why she got herself into this ridiculous situation. And she's also there's got to be a conversation had in this book that Springball's going to have, because he's like me, man. He'll let you know what time it is, which is, how many times are you going to take stupid risks with your life? Praying that someone comes and rescues you. You got to learn how to not make those bad decisions. Timmy Mello, marriage bound through man-made abdominal horrors beyond human comprehension through science. There you go. A marriage bound. Sorry, totally read that wrong. A marriage bound through man-made abdominal horrors beyond human comprehension through science. That's it right there. Apologies to CG for pouring all of that out. Yes. This is the thing about Alfonso. Don't you worry, man. But this is what I'm always doing. Timmy's always poetical. You know this, Eric Huffles, and God bless you, Eric. It's great to see you. But you see the painting I did over there, my painting of Denzel Washington from the Book of Eli. I'm an artist. I'm a storyteller. Abominable. I had a feeling that was it. Abominable. Thank you. Lord knows I probably pronounced that better than I did abdominal. But yeah, abominable horrors are the way to look at it. So this isn't just I'm going to draw a character. Yeah, he's going to be cool because, character design is my background. So I'm going to design something that's cool, that's playful, that's fun, that sort of brings you into this world, brings you into my world, which you guys are going to see more and more here on this channel. That was always the goal. But everything that I love about comics is about telling stories, and there were moments in comics that taught me. And Nell is a character worth saving. We all have... Listen, appendix rupturing is an abdominal horror, and I've had that. You mean that's not Kanye? No, that's not Kanye, thank God. I know you guys know this, but Book of Eli is one of my favorite movies of all time. Love Book of Eli. Book of Eli, Denzel Washington's character in the Book of Eli is, man, he's such a huge influence on Nosfero. It's just bare knuckle, good. And I love that aspect of it. Shanth, you trained as a graphic designer too. It looks like it from your work. Thank you. So when I was in academia, and for all I know, it could be pareidolia, it could be any number of things. Yeah, I love Denzel, man. Denzel is the man. I actually created a anthropology-based theory for character design, and I went around, and not only did I work as a character designer, but I also went around and lectured. So I gave a lecture on my approach to character design at Microsoft Games, at Hasbro Toys, at Warner Brothers Games, now Turbine Games at the time, MIT's Gambit Games Studio, all these different places. I was traveled to or flown to go and talk about this kind of stuff. And a lot of my students went on to be character designers using this kind of background in their work, and it's something that has gotten it got a lot of attention, and it was really in terms of, wow, someone's actually thinking about this stuff. And I'm going to be I'll post these at some point, but I haven't had a minute to do it yet. But if you guys are curious what it was like I was a full-time associate professor in the visual arts and illustration. But I'd also worked as a senior critic at the Rhode Island School of Design in both their film animation video department and their illustration department. And I was probably the most popular teacher in my department during the entire time I was there. Like wait lists of 20, like it ain't bragging if it's true. And that is a great way to get hated in academia because of the relentless pettiness of it all. And it's one of those things to where you can't be nice enough and you can't be, enthusiastic enough and positive enough for people who have poison in their soul and envy in their soul to ever be okay with it. And so for all of the students I attracted and all of the case studies I produced of student success, laying out portfolios, that stuff does not matter when it comes to how things work. And it's a shame, and for pity's sake. Sorry, I just opened something I didn't want to open just because it's going to load and slow things down. But if you want to know what it was, and now the class that I taught that used to have a 20-person wait list can't even fill, and was having 8 students who are all miserable in the class. How do I feel about that? Well, fantastic, actually. So, because, people need to get it together. So I'm going to hide sidebar here just so you guys don't have to see all of the crap on my desk here. All right, so let's go. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about this stuff. Let's catch up. Let's have some fun today, as Bob Ross would say. God bless him. Here you go. This is what I did. This was my academic and research work into the 4 elemental forms of the human psyche. The law of bilateral symmetry, where aesthetic order comes from, how bilateral symmetry of these 4 elemental forms. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Zuligan. Awesome. Just back to the head sketch here. You're pushing us closer and closer to 600 on which one? I was on Nosfero or Springball, man. On Nosfero. Yeah. Awesome. So great, man. Oh, it's going to be Zuligan. You're going to love that. Thank you for being a channel member. Those head sketches are badass, man. I love when Nosfero gets some love because that book is going to be stunning. This is the stuff that's in all of my character design, man. This is the stuff that's in all of my character design. So basically my approach was very simple. I started looking at world religion and world cultures and looking for the elementary ideas, or as Adolf Bastian, the German anthropologist, said, he said there's 2 kinds of ideas, folk ideas and elementary ideas, or Gedanken and Elementargedanken, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right in German. And so I looked around and I said, okay, so these forms are central objects of worship in religion, and we have to kind of understand what that's about. And so I started to explore this stuff, and I started explaining how it would appear in character design so that the character designs could become innate releasing mechanisms. So here you go. Here's the circular form. Now, you've heard, I think it is available online somewhere, but I'll post on X if you guys want me to. It's so important for people to grasp I put so much work into this stuff, and people will talk about this stuff, but they don't understand it, man. Yeah, there should be, hold on a second here too. There should be a, you know what? It doesn't have the updated paper stuff on it too. So I got to do that. Okay, I'll take care of it for you guys. The most basic and innately appealing form of the human being is the circle. It is an almost immediate recipient of projection. It is the sun from which we draw our light, the eyes in which we seek intimacy. That's, people go, well, the circle's the most appealing form. And I go, well, why? Why? Tell me why. And they always go around, it's round, it's no. What human reason, what human aesthetic reason? The reason why rhythm is important to human beings is because it's our first audio we hear in utero. That's why you put people's head to the mother or father's chest to calm them down. Heartbeat, right? But there's a bigger reason for it. It's the sun from which we draw our light, the eyes in which we seek intimacy, and the nourishment of mother's breast. The circle is a surrogate form. Its strength lies within its power of what it is a reference to: mother, light, and human connection. So here's some TMI for you, because this is important, but it's true. During pregnancy, the mother's nipple pigment darkens. So you've got two things the baby is trained to hone in on to find. One of them is the heartbeat, which is a homing beacon it's been conditioned to listen to in utero. And the second is find the circle or die. That is what it is. And so that's what it's about. It's not the boob. It's even more specific. It's the pigmented target on it. And that's what it's about. That's what that's about. Circles will get it done. Yeah, exactly right. And so when we look at this kind of stuff and we figure this stuff out, that's important. Yeah, Paul, you are so not alone, Paul. You are so not alone. But here's where it gets even crazier, guys. You get the Venus of Willendorf, and the Venus of Willendorf is essentially got upside down Mickey Mouse. You get Mickey Mouse. You get R2-D2 with the circular eye. You get Mike Wazowski. You get the click wheel. And then you can use the circle for evil. You get it surrounding the swastika. You get it on the Death Star, which is the order of boxes, but surrounded by a circle. It's a floating breast. It's what it is, guys. But here's how we show the mandala, and in both Buddhism and Christianity, when we want to talk about transcendence at oneness and peace, we put that circle behind the head because these are the doorway to peace. You know what I mean? These are the doorways of peace. And as Carl Jung said, it's a representation of the unconscious self. This is the stuff that's important to do. Yeah, Apple, you know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So there's that. So then we go to the order form. And the order form is about control. And this is where it comes down to. And this is the fun part. I haven't gotten to the triangles sheet yet because I'm reworking all this stuff in terms of resolution. But this is what it's about. The Borg cube. Resistance is futile. It's the submission form. It's the order form. It's also the form of the father and social order and authority. So what has Darth Vader got as his central symbol? He's got a square on his chest. And while we haven't gotten into this, the upward and downward pointing triangle is seen in both Buddhism as the Star of David form, is the ultimate statement of the human experience. It's trying to go up in terms of the transcendence while the forces of gravity and nature push you down. So those two forms go together to make the iconic symbol. But in Darth Vader, he has a skull mask with an upward pointing triangle because that's what fascism tells you. Fascism tells you, and authoritarianism tells you, we promise you the circle, but it's attached to a skull. So, but what drives Darth Vader is the square over his heart that locks him in. You see it in Mussolini's Square Colosseum. You see it in the design of the Borg ship, which is perfect. But here's where it becomes positive. There's the Hindu swastika. There's also the square, which is for submission of Islam. Then there's also Frank Lloyd Wright's use of the square because he was a very order and organized person. And so we look at the games we play. When I first started talking about this, I said one of the most popular games of all time, is the Rubik's Cube. After that, it's Tetris. And this was in the early 2000s I started teaching. A student said to me, what do you think the next big game is going to be? And they all messaged me when this happened. I go, I don't know what the next big video game is going to be, but I bet you anything it's going to be about stacking squares. They go, that's impossible. How could the next big video game be about stacking squares? Look at the graphics we have today. Look at all of the amazing things we could do with technology. No one's ever going to be able to make billions and trillions of dollars on a video game about squares. Then Minecraft dropped. Yup. N2 Paints knew it. And when Minecraft dropped, they all messaged me and I was like, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? It ain't bragging if it's true. Yes, they don't happen in nature. The square is us versus nature. That's us trying to make something incredible. We're trying to make something that defies nature. The circle is, the nest gets built in a circle. Everything, Mechanoid Minecraft. Dear God. Hail Chuck Reardon. This is what it's about, guys. It's about understanding these things. Now, is this going to make you a better character designer? No. But it's going to get you to understand how to not speak in nonsense when you're designing characters. That's the best way I could put it. And so, if you look at a character like Wall-E, and this is where I get into the bigger sort of structural things about this stuff. By the way, you know an arrow? Like a sign that has like an arrow drawn on it, not just the triangle part. It's the box of the social order directing you in a direction. So my friend Brian Konietzko created this show called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I had never watched it because I'm not young, and my kids have now watched it. They grew up on it. It's just not my age demographic. And somebody goes, well, do you think the character of Aang from The Last Airbender is a good character design? He's got an arrow on his head pointing down. And I go, I don't know. Is the story about him being having his psyche and his own individuality overwhelmed by the stress and the weight of the social order pushing him down and asking him to submit to the role he's supposed to play in society? And they just looked at me like, yeah. Was Brian thinking about any of this when he did it? No, he's a natural. That's it. It's not because he knows this. It's the fact that the audience has responded to it and they subconsciously know this. That's the difference between analysis and inductive reasoning, where you just tell people this is how it's got to be. Does that make sense? I hope some of this makes sense. So this is a way to understand. Like, I looked at world religions and said, what symbols rise to the top? Does that make sense? Well, I can't totally skip Korra because I'm in Korra. Eric Kuffles, you know that. So for those of you guys who don't know, Brian Konietzko based the character of Prince Wu off of me when we knew each other in college. He actually, when he was out visiting, he took a picture of me when he was up lecturing at the colleges I was at. And he's like, turn your head this way, turn your head that way. So, yeah, the character of Prince Wu in Legend of Korra is based on me. There you go. Kind of terrifying. Oh, my God. So, yes, that's how that stuff works. Oh, a super sticker from my man, Eric Winberg. It is great to see you. Shiba dog with a big smiling face, smile on its face. I got you, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to send you a cheerleader. You guys know how it goes. $2 super chat. Thank you for being a channel member as well, Eric Winberg, and welcome.
Charge! Charge!
There you guys go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here, Eric. So yeah, let me say, Michael Moorcock incorporated a lot of this philosophically into Eternal Champion stories. Very cool. Chaos versus law instead of good versus evil. There you go. And so here's the wild part about all this stuff, right? So characters that are square and square-based are all about what purpose they serve in their job. Let me put this back on screen. Hang on a second here. Let's go to screen share. Hopefully it's back. There we go. And so here we go. Wall-E. So what is Wall-E? Wall-E is a square of the social order, and he's taking all of the mess of society. What's up? It's good to see you, Caleb Reynolds. How are you doing? He squishes everything into little squares, trying to make chaos into order, but he's going to be a mechanism in the story. And what's the mechanism going to be? Much like two leaves of a plant. Look at his head design. Remember the shoe with the plant in it? It's perception of the tightened, trapped social order rising above and blossoming new perception out of it. That's why the Wall-E character design is so elegant to me, and why I think people responded to it. So then you've got Pete Docter's original design, by the way, for not Mike Wazowski, for Sully from Monsters, Inc. He was designed to look like a doorway in a square, because he's all about the job. And SpongeBob SquarePants longs to be Employee of the Month. That's what that stuff's about. Now, I'm also going to be, there's also a sheet where I go over the triangle and how that works. And I relate the upward pointing triangle of Darth Vader's mask, which I talk a little bit about here, but also the Stormtrooper upward pointing triangle, which is I'm promising you transcendence, but I'm instead giving you a skull, which is the evil symbolism. Why the Star Wars designs are so great is they're both, they're more than one note. That's what makes them so cool. And but also, if you think about it, an upward pointing triangle is easy. It's the pyramids, the Great Pyramids of Giza. People travel from all over to go look at those giant upward pointing triangles. You don't get any better than that. And so, yeah, that's the thing for me when I'm looking at this stuff. It's subconsciously done in your design work. If you only make things simple, circles, triangles, and squares, it's not going to work, right? But let me see if I can open up. I don't know if I have the other one here. Hang on a second here. But, I mean, the rabbit hole of this goes very, very far in terms of, because once I started to what's the word? Once I started to try to prove myself wrong, and I basically said, well, this is probably just pareidolia, which it may still very well be. This is probably just pareidolia. This can't be, anything, legit. I went, let's see if it's here. Oh, wow, I did do it. Son of a bee sting. There you go. We'll see if this appears. Now, I see, sometimes I do work. I'm so tired I don't know that I did it. So let's see here. Brent, what's up? How are you doing? First Order Stormtrooper designs remind me of a duck. Yes, there you have it. But they still kept that upward pointing triangle, thank God. So here we go. So here are the triangle sheets. I did do it. So the triangle was the hardest one because I knew the upward and downward pointing triangle were iconic, but I couldn't find them in a religious symbol. I found the upward pointing triangle of the pyramid, but it wasn't until I thought about Buddhism and Judaism, which have the upward pointing triangle and the downward pointing triangle bilaterally symmetrical and locked, that I went, that's it. Because life is both those things. It's the downward pointing triangle and the upward pointing triangle. That's why it works. And so here you go. Let's talk about characters. There you see an ancient Star of David. But we'll talk about the upward and downward pointing triangles differentiate themselves from the circle and the square as elemental forms due to the fact that they only meet the specific parameter of human bilateral symmetry. So why human bilateral symmetry is important to bear in mind is because when you look at us from the front, we're bilaterally symmetrical, but we're not from the side. So no matter how asymmetrical you are from the side, it doesn't bother us. But the second you move one thing, it gets crazy with bilateral symmetry. People are like, that's crazy. Even the Alien, H.R. Geiger's Alien, is bilaterally symmetrical. That's how important that is to us from a design standpoint. So even scary characters can be designed that way. Now, when you're a teenager, you want that eye patch. You want that scar on part of the face. You want asymmetry to say you're counterculture. That's why that stuff happens. And so these forms are still bilaterally symmetrical. That's why they work. So you see the Great Pyramids. There's Maleficent. Look at that downward pointing triangle. There's Jiro with the asymmetrical downward pointing triangle in Ron. There's Darth Maul. Tons of downward pointing triangles on his cheek and everywhere else. And look at Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro. Upward pointing triangles on a circular chest, and then 2 upward pointing triangles on the top of his head with big circle eyes. The children jump onto his chest. He flies them up into the air because he's going to lift you out of the mundane nature of your childhood. And that is the thing that makes the Totoro design so good. I love when people play with it there. There's circles, 3 circles, in the shape of a downward pointing triangle, emphasized with those lines by Hayao Miyazaki. And you get then the positive with the negative, and then here's kind of the reverse, the upward pointing triangle of the face that's a skull-like face, and that's what makes it so cool. So yeah, there's tons of cool stuff to be explored here. I'll try to put these on X. So it's just, Appa from Avatar. Everybody is serving the social order. right? They are all trying to do... He is a beast of burden with the downward pointing triangle, right? He's serving Aang. Aang is serving society. But none of this stuff matters. It's in terms of the sense of, oh, and that's how he came up with it. No. I know for a fact Brian doesn't... Like, Brian researches a lot. He studies a lot of stuff. He's a very, very intelligent guy. Incredibly intelligent guy. But Brian is very... Like all artists, there's an intuition. There's a natural talent to this stuff. So what justifies the design is not the artist's intent. It's the audience's reaction. So now if we take a look again at Springball's design, and for those of you who are channel members, the Springball emoji, you'll start to see a lot more in the design of Springball that makes that character, yeah, some of it was intent, but a lot of it was the reaction of how it works. And then there's the serendipity of design, you know, that happens, and that's a huge part of it. So yeah, that's what it's about for me, and that's what I love about designing characters. Here, that's a big part of what I do. Hail, Lord Ensign. Posting Springball. Yep. That's right. Yep. Female upward. Oh, say to female. Often the downward triangle is the male for the shoulders being wider than the hips. And then the female is the female downward for the whole feminine hips. Well, in Buddhism, here's something that's fascinating. By the way, and welcome, Tank Ferret. Here's something that's really fascinating about the whole thing is that in Buddhism, Buddha has an upward triangle, and the woman who becomes his wife presents him with a downward triangle. So think about that for a second. And she is ultimately what he has to leave to go and pursue transcendence, which is his earthly responsibilities, which Hindus aren't always a big fan of that aspect of the Buddha. But you see this stuff coming up again and again and again. When you're looking at characters, and you're looking at civilization and what we do, and so when I look at and I think about ComicsGate and I think about character design, the various things that I do, a lot of it's play. There's a lot of it that's play. There's a lot of it that's just seeing where things go, and seeing like how I can take things and move things in an interesting direction. And it's always more complicated. I mean, by the time, you guys see me, Adam and Eve, you've got it. By the time you see me bring things to this level, and I've got this, see if I can, not this less reflective here, and you see me take this metal shard and run it through Springball's nose to keep his head from splitting and opening a gateway, that's me playing around, and yeah, there's a reason for it, because it's also about the balance of that level. You know what I mean? It's about the balance of that spiritual level, and the nose has a very particular, quality to it in terms of narrative and structure. But yeah, that's the stuff that my work's about in terms of just trying to go into these more interesting things, and also make action figures that people are going to get into. Yeah, that's what Nosfero's about. And oh yeah, let me show you something too. So I decided that before I do, God, I've been working so much, guys. And thank you, 113 people watching, 38 likes. Don't forget to hit that like, guys. And let people know what we're doing over here. We're having fun. That's what we're having. We're having fun. So let me see if I can find this thing I've been working on here. So I decided before I do Springball issue, or by the time before I'm done with Springball issue 2, I want to have a maquette of Springball. Sorry, not Springball. Before I do Nosfero 2, I want to have a maquette of Nosfero. So there's this action figure coming out from this company, and I forget what their name is. It'd probably be good if I remembered their name. But they do these blank figures, and it's got kind of a Nosfero mask on it, and it's just a stock figure. And I want to get that, and I want to paint it. Why did I open Photoshop again? For heaven's sake. And so I was doing a sketch, and I'm still working on the sketch of what that would look like. Let me see if I can make this happen. Let's do screen share. There you go. And so this right here is me working out and working on how I could take this figure and what I need to do to make Nosfero, have a maquette for Nosfero. But I'm not a sculptor, so I've got to figure out how I can put this together and build this thing up so I can use it for reference. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I'm working on and trying to figure out how I'm going to get it done. so that I can make, because Nosfero is, I just love that character. It's so fun. It's so much, you know, it's like part the Cthulhu mythos. It's part, you know, the Phantom. It's basically, you know, John Milius's Conan meets Solomon Kane meets the Cthulhu mythos meets the Phantom. It's all the stuff I love, man. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I've been working on. I know I need to. I can sculpt a little bit, but I'm not great at it. So yeah, but I want people to start picturing. Thanks, Timmy. I appreciate that, man. And thank you, Amoral Fat 40 Ounce. I love Springball. Springball is going to be badass. And the same thing goes for Nosfero. Death Will Die has the most badass line ever delivered by a good guy to another good guy. What's up, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969? That's right, Silver Surfer and Nosfero. Cool. Yeah, it is pretty much Silver Surfer, that blank figure, man. It's craziness. And so, yeah, that's me thinking about, like, how am I going to make a Nosfero so that I can use it for reference in a posable figure? We don't stop here at ComicsGate, man. We're just constantly working on things. Before I jumped on stream, I had been in Art T-Bear's chat, and I was thinking, I got to take that Art T-Bear bear video intro that I did for his intro on ComicsGate Kings, and I got to turn it into a thank you for the super chat video for him, where I have like salmon raining down instead of money. This is the stuff I do, guys. I want to, like, every time it's the same thing with ComicsGate, when I did the ComicsGate Kings intro for the show back in the day, and all that other stuff, and any of the intro stuff I've done with Ethan and videos like that, or the trailer for Dark Harvest. We're spinning plates like crazy, and we're trying to make things better and better. The more you guys get the word out, the more we move the numbers on Springball and Nosfero, the more we're able to do. And the more we're getting the word out, because these comics are great, man. That's right, I'm going to make a little Billy Tucci and dress him up. That would be... I don't know, Billy might get a restraining order. You never know. But yeah, that's what I want to do to make this easier. Because if I had something like this to pose... guys, I'm still going to play like I'm not a slave to reference, because... I don't know, it just kills the painting, man. It kills the painting. And that's the other crazy thing, guys. Like, you want to talk about something that's hand-wrought, since we're in the studio space... And, woohoo, look at that, guys. Since we're in the studio space. Oh, I just realized something. This is set for full screen. Dang, I gotta fix that. Let's do custom. Let's move this so you guys can see that we're in the studio. For heaven's sake, guys. Sorry, I forgot that. Mark's Music Obsessions here. 21 months. Happy 4th of July. Dude, you are OG, man. It's good to be back. Hey, your brother Shanth and crew traveling for the holiday with family. So glad to hear it. Heading out the door with them. Saw the live and had to say happy 4th. Happy 4th of July to you, my friend. And let me send you some cheerleaders while you're here, Mark. God bless. And hail, John, it is good to see you. And Lord Hinson, ComicsGator, say hello. So let me show you guys what we're doing here, okay? And thank you guys again for all of your support of Springball and Nosfero. I am so excited to do those head sketches when you guys back at that level. Did I say hello to Brent? I hope I did. It's good to see you, Brent. Let's see, Caleb. It's great to see you, Caleb. That was a front runner for my son's name, by the way. Eric Winberg is here. It's great to see you, Eric. Let's see here. Tank Ferret is here. Russell is here. Russell Tyson. It's good to see you, Russell Emo. Who else was here? Dang it. Who backed at the head sketch tier here in the chat? Dang it. Where is it? Matt, what's up, Matt? How are you doing? It's good to see you. Son of Watt, I'm assuming Edwin Buzz is here. Acevedo, it's good to see you, Edwin. How are you doing, man? Let's see, where the heck is it? Just back to the Zooligan did, of course, channel member Zooligan did. Just back Nosfero with head sketch, guys. So here's the thing about doing this work. Here's the thing about the artwork. I'll be right back. We're in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, kids. Let's have some fun. hopefully I don't knock too much over. So I organized a shelf. In the studio over there, which for the archive of the artwork to make it easier for me to get to. So when we talk about this stuff being physical, when you back Nosfero, guys, still have that up there. Still have the screen share up there. This is what I'm talking about. This is an original Nosfero page, painted on watercolor paper with watercolor and gouache and ink. You're buying art. We're making art here. That's what it's about. Look at this stuff, man. This is what this channel is we're gonna be doing more of this on this channel. We're gonna be doing more painting, more live streams where I paint. I am just getting started. I'm just now getting up to trouble. These are the originals. These things are enormous, these paintings. And my originals are only getting more crazy. And the new painting I'm doing for the Oxidized edition, it's the same thing. And painting action scenes and things like that in gouache is not easy, but man, you guys make it worth it when you make these books come true. You make them happen with your support. And I think everybody in ComicsGate would echo that exact same thing. You know, we're grateful to you guys, and we're grateful for your support. What's up, Lloyd? How are you doing, Lloyd? Let me see if I can... Oh, can I show it? Let's see. I don't want to... The house is such a damn mess. I feel like... Oh, hang on. Lloyd is here. My man. Lloyd, this is wrapping up very, very soon, man. This is wrapping up very, very soon. I just got to get some more detail in on the wing. So, Lloyd, this is never far from my heart. It's directly across from me, man. So, yeah. So, for those of you guys who don't know, Lloyd is a big patron on this channel, but also just a lover of the arts. And he has gotten some really cool art, inspired me to make some really cool artwork. This right here is my first dragon painting, believe it or not. Now, I never had painted dragons before. I'd never had cause to paint dragons. And Lloyd reached out to me, and I almost never do commissions. And Lloyd reached out to me and said, I would love for you to do a dragon, a maiden, and all of this kind of thing. Now, here's why this is a big deal. As somebody who is the central passion of my work, both as an academic and as an artist, is mythology. To paint a dragon and to do my first dragon painting is, I wanted it to be something special. And the fact that it was commissioned by somebody who, have you bought Nosfero? Oh yeah, no, actually no, that's not in there. However, there's some great stuff in there, but you guys are killing me. Jimmy the Lumberjack, you're killing me, man. But this is what it's about, is that it's a big deal to paint this. So I was researching and studying, the history of Fafnir, and Sigurd and the Dragon and all of that stuff. I even reference a composition of Sigurd and Fafnir. And it's been a really exciting painting to do. It's been a really exciting painting to do because as an artist, and you only have so much art in you, you only have so many paintings in you. And every painting that you do, certainly the older you get, it needs to be something that's important, and it needs to be something that you're that you can really throw yourself into. And I think that's what people deserve from artists. And so this is, to me, this painting is about, the dragon, which I think Campbell would say the European dragon is the binding of one's own self to one's ego. And the thing for this is it's bringing down the civilization, the ruins of something that was made by man, with all of the death and everything that the dragon brings with it if that makes sense. And the knight is diving into those depths as a symbol of the life of civilization and the life of order, to rescue the maiden, rescue the virgin, so that life can begin anew. And it's the fact that the stairs that he is on are crumbling, but it doesn't matter. Nothing is deterring him. And that's, for me, that's the reason for the stuff that I do. And that's why, when you get to Nosfero, it's Laurel is being rescued, from the sacrifice of her being sacrificed, the virgin sacrifice, which you see in the Greek mythology. Oh man. So I didn't know this, but I should have known it. And yes, Annatomic, back my boy Shane Davis's work, and he's just doing. That's one of my favorite comics in ComicsGate. Yeah, even though I haven't had a chance to do anything with it because things have been crazy. Just so, because I know I make the joke a lot, like I'm like, oh, Shane, it's like Shane. I guess everybody else gets to work on Inglorious Rex. Well, after a late night stream one time, I was showing Shane this piece I'd been working on because I wanted to pick his brain about the structure and anatomy of the character. And Shane goes, dude, he's like, if you finish that thing up and you get me some artwork, just send it to me, man, and I'll buy it for a trading card or something. And so Shane is very cool, very supportive, has helped out big time on Springball with the 30-day closeout and everything else, and the fellowship there. But this is a piece of the vial that I'm playing around with and just going full psycho detail into it. If you guys can see that, okay. So yeah, and there's a little tiny 232 punching one of his teeth out, and then Razor is going to be in there. So it's it's not for anything other than the fact that I like the work. I like what Shane's doing with that book and Yanzi. And I like that finally there's somebody I can talk to about boxing and fighting. Oh, look, if you look over there, you can see Princess Mononoke, a statue of Princess Mononoke there. There's my copious Blu-ray collection, just a corner of it. The chaotic force of nature, which is the dragon, and the order of law through the night, as how they clash together. Horus versus see, this is the thing, Timmy. People are like, what's it like in ComicsGate? And I'm like, it's fun. We have some of the coolest conversations about all of this stuff. Amen. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Need a SHANTH original art sale. Amen. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I love doing that stuff. Lloyd, seriously, there's a lot of love in this painting, man, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get it to you, man, because I always send this to people. It's one of my favorite parts of Dances with Wolves, which is one of my favorite movies. I love Kevin Costner. Sorry if for people who don't like Kevin. I think Kevin's an amazing artist and a great American. But in Dances with Wolves, when the conversation between Kicking Bird and John Dunbar at the end, when he says, "We've come far, you and me," I like that a lot. And I think about that when I paint your painting, Lloyd. Yes, exactly. Well, what's it like in CG? Well, I'll start with a handshake and a head nod. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, man. Oh, God bless that Shane, man. It's craziness. Yeah, it's there's so much going on in terms of the work and the things that we're making, and I'm a big believer in. Past Master Dan, you never need to apologize in this place, brother. You know that. Past Master Dan's my boy. Love you, Past Master Dan, man. How do I put this? So, John on John Malin's channel, if you're not a channel member, become one. The next book that he's going to be going over on his comic book show is Sin City, The Hard Goodbye. And I love this book. I got this book recently, man, and it was very excited about it. And I haven't owned it because of we had a basement flood that took out so many comics that I've had to rebuy way back when. I mean, this is like this is when I don't even know if the kids were born at that point. This could be 20 years ago, or they were little at the time, maybe. And John, I was there for Savage Dragon, and John invited me to go be a part of the Sin City Hard Goodbye members only streams he does on his channel at the end of the month. And I just got this book, and it just made me miss that dynamic time in comics when so much stuff, and there was so much interesting stuff happening in comics. And I feel like ComicsGate is where that's happening again. I just want to see us keep leveling that stuff up. Like, look at these illustrations of Marv in the rain, man. Look at this stuff. That is so gangster as an artist, and that is so poetic and beautiful. Like, for whatever people say about Frank Miller, you know, now and the stuff he's doing, Frank Miller is the most influential artist on American comics of the last couple of decades. You can't name a person who is doing stuff with panel layouts or any of that stuff. Like, there's Alex Toth, 100%. Alex Toth, but that's in animation and that's in the arts in general. But Frank Miller did something with comics, which is its own art form and panel layout, that is next level. And Todd McFarlane and everybody else who came after drew from it. It changed the game of what comics could be, and I'm very much aware of that when I'm working on Springball and even Nosfero, the stuff I do with tall verticals. I try to be a warm-hearted fellow, man. I mean it. It's the way it is, man. You know how it is. You've known me. When you've been on YouTube for 5 or 6 years, consistently, by the way, or inconsistently consistent. If you've, it'll come out if you're nuts, man. Yeah, look at those lines, man. It's there's so many artists. Cheap ninjas are trending, and indeed they are. You know, but when I look at this kind of stuff, the thing about it, like, is that what Frank Miller was doing with comics and what he was doing with line and symbol and design, and then taking noir, film noir, and trying to really bring it into comics. Man, that stuff is good. That stuff is good, you know? And I just, come on, man. Look at that. It's craziness, man. That's what it's about. It's about making the best sort of stuff, and making cool stuff out there that would not happen any other way. Without it, and it's totally true. And Take Fair says, "I get it. Times are tough, but you need to spend money for results." Past Master Dan, yeah, and this is the thing too. When you're looking at that stuff, though, guys, not all the results are going to be, and certainly not all of the results are seen in the final product. Let me rephrase that. The final product has to be excellent, but the biggest results are the work during the day. You know, and I think that it's the results are here's some results for you guys backing my stuff, man. Here's some results for you guys backing my stuff that not a lot of people probably think about, but I know you guys all do. These right here, these brushes in the back of Nosfero. One of the things I think about is and I wrote this in the back of Nosfero is 660 backers made Nosfero the Crypt Walker possible. They paid for brushes, board, paint, and supported my family in our leap of faith. The impact of their support is beyond evaluation. And you guys, the results are like just the packing materials, you know, the bags and boards are the results. And these stickers that I put on every package made with Liberty and the U.S.A. stickers, that's the stuff that's so cool, man. And you guys are responsible for that, man. Spend no expense. Yeah, that's right. Fast. I love, you know, that movie is good, man. Jeff Goldblum stole that movie, though. Remember the law of inverse ninja strength. You don't want an expensive ninja. There you go. Yep. Exactly, yeah. Well, actually, these aren't that expensive. My brushes aren't, thank God. They're not cheap, but they're not expensive because, if I was going through, acrylics are brutal on brushes. Gouache are a little bit easier, but even still, to do fine detail work, you really need that, man. Yes, indeed. Liberty, liberty, liberty everywhere. Yes, indeed. Dan to Dan, indeed. Past Master Dan is loved, folks. Understand it. Understand it, never get it twisted. We got 51 likes, 130 people watching. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you being here. And that's the fun of it. That's what we're doing. But it's one of the things that I really want to make sure I'm sharing with you guys more when we do these streams. And again, guys, we mentioned it before. A clean desk is a sign of a sick mind, and thankfully, I guess my mind is more or less safe from that. See if I can make this happen here. So this is my desk, my lovely desk, and the work that goes on. This is where the actual work happens. But I had the opportunity to reveal on stream. It wasn't a gender reveal, don't worry. That I liked Ray Harryhausen, and I even showed the giant Ray Harryhausen poster that I have behind me here in the studio, right? So for those of you guys who don't see it, it's for the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, which is my favorite Harryhausen film. Love it, man. But I talked about how much I loved Ray Harryhausen, and then Dale shared how much he loves. Dale Keown shared how much he loves Ray Harryhausen. So Dale, who you guys know from Pit, but he did a variant cover for the new Annatomics comic that looks by Anthony Gonzalez Clark. That's too many names in such a short time for me to be able to pull with this limited brain. And so we started messaging back and forth on X about Harryhausen, and I showed him a link to the Harryhausen documentary, which is on YouTube. Someone uploaded it. Called what is it called? Shoot, I forget what the documentary is called, but Leonard Nimoy narrates it. It's a great documentary and shows all of his stuff. But yeah, it's seriously, if it does. Well, I always call it girl. Oh my gosh, yes, Mandy Summers, thank you. And I was just about to say that. And also does amazing work with his character Pitt on Gemshock, and I just got his covers from Jack the Ripper 2. So yes, Mandy is making sure we get a steady supply of Dale Keown work, and of course he's always on Ballers with Shane and Mandy. But check that out, just incredible stuff, man, really incredible stuff. But look at these are his drawings. These are his drawings. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about Stuntman Comics, and Mandy has done so much to promote my work on her channel too, and move the needle. So I appreciate it. Yep, Little People Bondage. That's exactly right. And so, but look at his drawings of the dragon and the Cyclops from the 7th Voyage of Sinbad. Just incredible stuff. And for me, the animation work he did on Clash of the Titans, if I can, oh my gosh, Jason and the Argonauts, which I think is Dale's favorite movie. But look at this, man. Jason and the Argonauts. Incredible work there with Talos. But where is the Hydra? Who can forget the Hydra? One of the most complicated animation jobs when it comes to stop motion, probably in history. Such a great... See if I can move this just a little bit more. There we go. And look at that. Look at the drawing that Ray did. This guy did concept art for every single character he did. He was just such a massive talent. Big Nexus launch day on Indiegogo. Oh my gosh, are you serious? I've got to, I gotta get that Mike Barron video I did together. Dang it, man. It's just, thank you, Katie, for letting us know. That is, Mike is the man. I gotta cut something together for Mike, man. Thank you for reminding me, Katie. Katie, do you want me to, send you the little video for Barron Comics? It's just like a little quick stinger. But I can send that to you to play on the show if you want to, for Mike. Let me know, and I'll send you a Dropbox link to it, where I have all the Mike Barron stuff. Oh, man. And like I said, getting the air conditioning fixed was the biggest part of the last week or so. It's been nuts. But yeah, guys, but one of my favorites, his skeletons are exceptional. Jason the Argonauts is a masterpiece. I get why it's people's favorite. Maybe the Golden Voyage is just a sentimental favorite because I love the centaur in that. It's just such a great design. Look at that centaur with one eye, the Cyclops, man. Yep, awesome. I'll get that to you. I'll get that to you ASAP, Katie. But look at this. Just incredible work there. Oh, look at this Golden Voyage of Sinbad. Love this poster. I have a different poster behind me for that. Oh my gosh. You can tell I love these movies. I've been watching a lot of Harryhausen thanks to Dale. Because Dale is, he got me excited about it again. That's what oh, look at that giant walrus they fight. Yeah, man, Sinbad the Eye of the Tiger, man. So crazy. Oh, look at these stop motion puppets. They're so beautiful. So beautiful. Dude, I'm telling you, air conditioning is one of those things, man. Yeah, he loves that high contrast. He really does. Golden Voyage of Sinbad poster, and then the last movie he did, and by far for me, one of the most incredible visuals and scenes of all time, is the Medusa sequence in this movie. It is one of my favorite. It's my second favorite. Is that right? Yes, it's my second favorite puppet of his. Is the Medusa in Clash of the Titans. And just look at the storyboards for the sequence, man. I mean, how good is this stuff? What a great puppet. What a great puppet in that movie. And look at the armature for the thing, man. Look at that armature. I don't want to... YouTube will see this and flip out. Even though it's a tiny little Mac cat. But it's the stuff that he was doing was just incredible in this movie. Just incredible. Yeah, that Medusa scared the heck out of me. I would leave the room when that was on TV. Yeah, I'm partial to 1 Million Years BC. I love that movie too. Raquel Welch, right? Just an incredible, incredible movie. Yep. Yeah, there's so much there's so much incredible artwork in it. Yeah, Sinbad was a lost treasure. No way they do a good remake today. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad I could watch over and over again, even though my favorite is the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, just because I think Kerwin Matthews does such a great job in the skeleton fight, and just the romantic relationship between him and the lead is quite beautiful, and it's something that you don't see very often these days, But I've just my art inspiration has been runneth over lately. I got this book today. This is a couple of days ago. This book is of the master penman. This is all his handwork. Jake Weidman. If you guys don't know Jake Weidman, he is a master penman and grosser, and this is what he does with a nib and quill. This is the pencils or the layout sketch for this. Oh, the book is hold on a second. Ray Harryhausen and Animated Life. So here you go with this. So Ray Harryhausen and Animated Life. I think it came out, probably decades ago, but it's a great book, worth a grab. But this is a gift book, much like Anna, that Star Wars girl's book right now, The Eye Project. Gift books are great to get for people. They're good for the soul. Look at that beautiful, beautiful logo. The dedication to his wife and his children. Look at that. Look at his skill and his craft. Just beautiful. Beautiful stuff. And there's Jake at work. He also sculpts, he wood carves, he just does everything. There's him and his wife there working on the book. There he is at work, doing his wood carving. And then talking about the role his faith plays in it. You guys might also know him when they launched the Apple Pencil and the iPad Pro. Jake Weidman was one of the people they showed, one of the 4 artists they spotlighted drawing on the iPad Pro for its launch. That's how known his work is. Oh, and thank you for the link to An Animated Life, Past Master Dan. There you go, Timmy. Look at that. You guys are tracking it down. Yes, and don't miss your opportunity to back the Eye Project by Anna, which I think is still funding. I thought it wasn't funding, so I removed the trailer. I have it somewhere, but I removed it from my opening because I thought it was done. And do I have it somewhere? Shoot. Because I'm always trying to pare down my files here. Dang it. Where is it? Because I did a trailer for that book, and it's beautiful. I'm going to see if I can track it down before we're done here. I thought the campaign had closed, but I guess it's still available. Beautiful. Childhood drawing, because we don't start where we end up. And then look at where we go from there. Look at this. Mixing his line control and his line weight control with doing a full color painting as well. This is all this dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, Amoral, go back and watch those old streams and you can feel the pain of me learning how to YouTube. But yeah, I have not changed much in all of this stuff, man. There you go. Isn't that wild? Yeah, that maul stick is important, man, for hand control and steadiness. It's wild. Look at this. Look at this detail work. This is the stuff. See, and Ayn Rand, I think, talked about this a bit. The ultimate sign of the second rater is needing to be the smartest person in the room. I never get frustrated or disappointed by a masterful, amazing artwork that blows me out of the water, because that's what inspires me to go on. Look at this painting and then mark making. This guy is incredible. And it's not as if he's making millions of dollars doing this. You know, he's not. This book, I mean, it's not even that expensive. I think it's already marked down on Amazon. You know? But he's on a mission. Like the Blues Brothers. And he wants to bring beauty into this world, and him and his wife work really, really hard. I think they have like 4 kids now. He even makes his own nib holders. He carves his own nib holders. And this is one of the most extraordinary works of art I've ever seen, by the way. So, doing a continuous line drawing with a nib is almost impossible. You know, in terms of just to get the lines to dip, get the lines to connect, dip, get the lines to connect. This is a single line drawing, only done with line weight from the center out. A portrait of Jesus that he did, which he also then scripted and lettered and continued with that flourish at the end in 2009. Look at that. Oh, awesome. David D. back Springball. You know what? I just realized this. I usually play cheerleaders for that. And so I owe cheerleaders for, oh my gosh, man, Zooligan and you, David D. So I'm going to do 2 rounds of cheerleaders for you guys. Thank you for backing Springball. So appreciated. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Charge! 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 Charge!
Thank you so much for backing Springball. Much appreciated. We are creeping ever closer to 600 backers. Unbelievable. Thank you to all of you guys who've backed the book. Thank you to John Malin and Shane Davis and Ethan and Mandy and everybody who has had me on their shows. Back to Dan Lawless, who kicked my ass. He always gets mad when I don't mention him for telling me you should do something to Springball. My brother Rocky, who encouraged me to do it. All of you guys have done some amazing stuff back in this work over the years, and including backing Nosfero, and I thank you guys so much. So here is this incredible, I mean, that's just mastery in a nutshell. And look at his pencils. Look at him planning this stuff out. Beautiful. Just beautiful work. I mean, this guy is, I mean, oh my goodness. Look at the finish. Look at that finish, guys. Just gorgeous. This is the stuff when I'm making Nosfero I'm always thinking about. I want to make it feel like it is handcrafted. You know what I mean? I want to make it feel as elegant and beautiful as I can. I know. I'm sorry, Immoral Fat 40 Ants. I know those cheerleaders are loud. I'm going to turn the volume down on it. Miss Kate, did I win an art contest on Katie's channel? There you go. And yes, someone remind me to send Katie that link. This is when you're a master penman. When you become one, you get you have to have a diploma. But you have to make your own diploma. That's the final test of becoming a master penman. So this is Jake's diploma and the wood carving he did for presenting it. And here you go. Look at this ink work. Look at this lion. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this stag and this lion. Incredible. I remember when I saw that, I went, this guy is operating on a different level. Oh, and thank you for the link to Old Soul New Creation, Past Master Dan. Yeah, guys, back this man. This book will ship tomorrow. Okay, it will ship out today. What am I saying? from Amazon, and I would love for him to see some sales come through, because him and his wife work so incredibly hard doing what they do. They have a podcast together, which is, I think, just very sweet and lovely. There they are. Speaking of them, I'll say, not speak of the devil, but there they are. He's at work with her, and they work together, and they're great, just like Mrs. Enjetti and I. We've been doing it a bit longer, though. And, yeah, they're great people, too. Like, to support somebody through this type of work, and I think all wives who are artists and support their husbands who are artists with this kind of, this crazy passion and focus that we all have, it's a lot. It's a lot, and, when you're doing something like this, you can't, for the hours it takes to wood carve and gold leaf something like this, there's no way you're going to be able to get the money for the work by the hour. Do you guys get what I mean? And it's what I always say is, people back my campaigns to make this book possible for me to create, working for 15 cents an hour in terms of the hours that I put into this, because that's what it's about. It's a labor of love, and it's a labor of love that, yes, you want to be able to take care of your family as best as possible. That's what I think that's the dream of every man I know, is to be able to take care of their wife and kids, and to be able to do things that they can look themselves in the mirror, in the morning with what they do work-wise. And that it all starts with little moments like these. What a great shot of him holding up the wings behind her as she poses in her wedding dress. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. And then, of course, all of the little people of Stonehenge who come along. So he started wood carving, and he carved a little cradle, a large cradle for all his children have slept in. That's a swan. Look at that thing. You take care, all right, my friend? Take care. And have a great work day. Yep. Isn't that just wild? I mean, that is just mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. And there it is, finished. And it sits in this kind of glass that looks like water, I believe. And it rocks inside of there. There it is. Take a look at that. Or maybe it's just painted and then varnished. I'm not sure. Isn't that incredible? I mean, that's the artist. That's the artist life right there. I mean, my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? Such beautiful work. And so, yeah, these are the things that lift me up. Making jewelry. I mean, there is so much that we can do if we've got patrons and people who are supporting us to make work. And YouTube is a part of that. Me coming out here and being with you guys. Me trying to rework the studio so that I can make it better. Like, there's nothing that I do when I'm doing work for people. I never stop at what the end, is. Like, if those sketches I do when people do the auction, and I'm grateful to Ethan for those auctions, because those auctions are so helpful for us, for our families, and for things like the air conditioning breaking and stuff like that. See, Past Master Dan, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We should be, as he is doing, and he's helping to get the word out about it, and all of you are now by seeing this book, and please share Jake's work online, and this book online for that matter, is the more we get the word out, the more we realize that we need to start bringing things forward. We can't take all of this knowledge, and that's what he said. He goes, this knowledge was dying when I came along. Like, I was the young kid. What's up, Corey? It's great to see you, my friend. He's like, I was the young kid. I was the youngest master penman. Now, because of the stuff I've been doing, and people seeing the Apple Pencil and iPad Pro ads, there are people who are getting into it now. Look at the skill in this. The wood carving, and then this is the engrossing and hand lettering work. Check that out. It's an illuminated manuscript. Look at that. Just mind-bending. I mean, this is the Book of Kells and the history of Europe. This is so many things. And it's, I know it sounds crazy, but but you know me. When I'm sitting down and I'm doing, and I have some of them over here, but when I'm sitting down and I'm doing something this double-page spread for Nosfero the Crypt Walker and the Second Chance campaign is available right now, guys, if you want to back it. It's going to be wrapping up soon. Don't miss it. The labor, the handwork involved in everything I do to paint this stuff. This is hand-wrought, guys, here in the United States, here in ComicsGate. Everything that I'm doing is to try to bring to life not only these stories, and this is a special piece that's a new piece that's for the Oxidized Edition, is where you're going to be able to get this. But this is something I'm working on right now. It's about the artwork that inspires me and the history of Western civilization that I love. And just bringing that sort of magic to the stories that we tell and the work that we make. I want beautiful things to be wrought and then brought to your home. That's what it's about. And when you back it, that's what happens. I love that you guys are posting Old Soul New Creation here in the chat. Eric Huffles, thank you guys. Thank you, Past Master Dan. Yeah, they used to punish monks when they made a calligraphic error, and maybe that's why they were on fire, man. That's the thing that yep, absolutely right, Corey. 100%, man. 100%. And thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, JD Kirby. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And like, it's whether you're making music, I'm even practicing and trying to teach myself things to do on the violin. It's that one-pointed meditation that we want to make sure we're bringing you guys into when we do these streams. You know, we want to make sure that you guys get to be a fly on the wall. And I just said, I can't show people my studio because it's a disaster and has no business being this messy. I want to be able to have a gimbal and walk you guys around in here and show you the work process, all of the work process, you know? It's like I've got my books. I've got my Frazetta books over here. I've got my Mobius books next to me, my Frank Miller books. But then, you know, you guys can see things like the painting I did of Denzel Washington from the Book of Eli, and the painting I did of Woody Strode, and you know, my Blu-ray collection, my book collection, all of the figures, models, and everything like that. My Maltese Falcon over there, the stuff dreams are made of. It's about surrounding yourself with inspiration. And I want to invite you guys into my studio when I stream, and I'm not as effective at doing that. What's up, Rocky? How are you doing, brother? Speak of the devil. It's great to see you, man. And so I was showing Eric Weathers this because we were talking about Jake, and I didn't know he had a book out. And just Jake is just doing some incredible stuff with his work. Let me move this up so you guys can see the book a little bit better. There we go. And so, yeah, if you have not seen this stuff, look at this. Do I want to be able to do stuff with Nosfero like this and any of my other stuff with like illuminated manuscript kind of stuff? Yes, I do. I absolutely want to. Everything is on the table. The only rule is creativity. Look at this. Incredible. Wow. Just incredible. Beautiful. I mean, come on, guys. This is... And it's the same thing when I look at the craftsmanship of a Ray Harryhausen. So here he is doing a sketch, and it's a sketch for a wood carving. And look at this wood carve. So he first did a pen and ink piece, and then he's just chipping away. Work, work, work. Look at this guy at work with the blowtorch there. Isn't that incredible? What an incredible artist. Yep, Celtic Knot. I knew exactly what you were talking about. Yep. Yeah, autofill and autocorrect is really annoying. Yeah, he works incredibly large for that detail. But look at this. I mean, my God. Well, in a lot of reasons, the reason why it works so big is because these are going, the originals are going on people's walls. You know, these are going, you know, people are buying these for the entrance of, some corporations buy his work and have him do something, or gifts for people. And they're hiring him for his ridiculous and unbelievable skill. And he does not say yes to every job because he's just one of those guys. Look at that. Look at the fruits of his labor. How beautiful is that? You know? The Maker's Prayer, which I think is beautiful. Just incredible, man. I love that, actually. I haven't read this yet. Great art thou, Jehovah, Elohim, the eternal creator. I rejoice in the beauty of thy name. Let my heart echo the refrain as the seraphim sing, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. Join with me thy created Son, and I will thee my maker be. Lead me by the power of thy spirit. Teach me to create in accordance with thy will. Bless the works of my hands, O God. Give me ears to hear the truth thou hast spoken. Give me eyes to see the fullness of thy beauty. Give me breath to speak the goodness of thy name. Be my strength when I grow weary. Be my guide when skill runs out. Be my wisdom when talent fails me. Be my assurance in times of doubt. Take joy with me as I create with thee, made more in the likeness of thy Son. Receive unto thee my work as a prayer, and meet me when my head is bowed. When effort is spent and day is done, let the works of my hands sing thy glory. Let the lasting change not be the mark on the paper, but my soul forever conformed to thy image. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful from Jake. Isn't that wonderful? Incredible. Comics legend, how are you doing? Yeah, seriously, hang that saying on your wall. Indeed, indeed. Smash that like, guys. JD Kirby, hi T Badass. You have a particular talent, and it is so good that I believe, and that's just me, I believe you deserve to have a script that's just as good to bring out your best. That's how I see it. Oh, well, wow. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. That is old master craftsmanship. Yeah, isn't it, though? Seriously. This stuff is absolutely great. And it's I love Jake's work because he just pours himself into it. You know, he just pours himself into it. And look at that book cover. I mean, this is all hand designed, and it's nice, and it's set in here. It's beautiful work, and it's you guys continually showing up, backing these books. I mean, listen, we're a family business, and we're a small family, and as my kids have called it since they were little, we live in the baby blue house, our little blue house, and we do our work. And I ship all these packages out by hand because art saved my life. Not just Art Thibert, by the way, but art saved my life, and I don't know anything else that could have gotten me through things. And comics on another level did too. And it's so funny how comics can affect you, and how stories can affect you, and how movies can affect you and transform you. And I'm so grateful for all of the artists and creative folks, you know, who have had that impact on me. And so grateful for all of you guys in ComicsGate and my colleagues and backers. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate you guys. And so, yeah, I think we're at 2 hours and 8 minutes. I'm not going to be a stranger. I'm going to be streaming more now that the air conditioning's working. And I'm going to try to have my son help me figure out the gimbal thing so I can walk around the studio and show you guys stuff. But right now, I can't figure out. It's like, it's a bridge too far for me. But if you're wondering if I've progressed or learned anything, please go back and watch some of my old streams. My God. And you can see me, like, I just show those every now and again to myself and go, it could always be worse, you know? A troublemaker. Chuck Reardon, troublemaker. There you go. It happens, man. You got to do it. You got to do it sometimes, man. And thank you guys so much for being here. Go out there and back some incredible books. Back Springball, back Nosfero, the Crypt Walker, back Annatomic by the amazing Anthony Gonzalez-Clark, written by Shane Davis, Yanzi Lin, and their incredible work that they're doing over there at Nine Lives Comics. Check out, my brain just broke. CYBERFROG, Red Extermination. I just got Dark Harvest. It's beautiful, and of course I'd seen the artwork when I worked on the trailer, but it's just really cool stuff. I even did a little logo design, I think, on the Red Extermination. Check out Bosch's book, of course, which is God, my brain is breaking. I'm that tired. Pigman. I better go to my my videos. Check out Cecil's book Cash Grab. Check out Art Thibert's book Black and White. Check out Battlebrick Road at battlebrickroad.com. All the links are in the description. Check out Bosch's book Pigman, and let's see, and Graham's book, indeed, Escape from Monster Island, and of course Joe Frankenstein, which I think I just got in the mail from Compass Comics. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much, and all of the enthusiasm you bring. Oh, that's right, back Peter Simeti's newsprint again, yes, and back all these books. They're on fundmycomics.com. It was so fun doing that logo design for them. They're great people. Grey Wolf, it's great to see you, man. And I have not updated the channel member credits. Shame on me, guys. So I have not updated those yet. So I will update those. I'm sorry if you are a new channel member and I didn't add your name, or if you're an old channel member and your name is still on there, then you're welcome to have it, because it has been a little while. But thank you guys so much. So from the heart of Lovecraft country and the birthplace of American religious liberty, my name is Shanth Enjeti. You've been watching Shanth Enjeti Art, Speakeasy, stay gold, keep the faith, and peace be with you guys. Give nihilism no quarter. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And check out all the ComicsGate streams that are going on. And I believe Katie said they're doing a launch of the Indiegogo launch of Mike Barron's Nexus Omnibus, an incredible book with the Rude Dude and all sorts of other bonus features. Mike Barron is a terrific guy. Whenever I say I don't have a comic book that Mike wrote, Mike mails one to me. He mailed me Punisher issue 16 because I said, oh, I wish I still had that issue, and it came in the mail. He mailed me a copy of his new Nexus book with Kelsey Shannon in the mail just for the hell. I mean, he's just a terrific guy. So back Mike Barron. Congratulations on his 6-figure campaign, the first of ComicsGate this year, as you guys well know. Yeah, congratulations to him, and thank you, all of you guys. Yes, happy birthday to Mike Barron, by the way. Indeed, Timmy Mello, happy birthday to the man, the legend, the myth. We love the man. And thank you, Macanoid. I do appreciate that. Thank you to all of my channel members. Au revoir to you as well. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care, Timmy Mello, my brother. Thank you for always being here. Now Sean thinks I started. Yes, I don't think so. You guys are good people. Grey Wolf is here. N2 Paints is here. Thank you guys. John is here. Great to see all of you guys. Corey Landis. Grey Wolf again. I think I got everybody. My brain is pudding. I just realized I forgot to eat today. It happens. Rocky Ballesteros, my brother. Take care. Brent, thank you so much for being here. Take care. It is great to see you. Yes, and check out that hardcover of Nexus. It is there, guys. Back it. It is on Indiegogo. Make it happen. I love Mike Barron. He's such a good good dude. He dogs in the house. Take care. That's it. I am spent. Stick a fork in me. I am done. Take care, guys. I will see you guys soon. Peace.